All right, welcome back to Daybreak on this 9th day of June 2020. And it's time that we want to talk about something political. We'll later on be talking about the state of the COVID-19 in the country. But first, we speak to Dr. Chris Wamalwa, who is the Member of Parliament for Kiminini constituency. He's also now the Secretary General. Should I call you Secretary General? Because there's another Secretary General in your party. First of all, just clarify for me, now who is who in that party? Because we have two party leaders, we have two Secretary Generals, we have two organizing secretaries. What are you looking at?
At the moment, our Secretary General, Honorable Eseli, is advocating for the dark forces, and he has been suspended by the party organ. So as we speak right now, Chris Wamalwa is the interim party Secretary General of the Simba Party for Kenya. And when it comes to the party leadership, we have our party leader, Senator Moses Masika Wetangula. As you all know, you've been seeing this in the media. Ford Kenya, we are under attack from the dark forces. They want to snatch leadership of the party through the back door. Ford Kenya as a party, we subscribe to the social democracy, whereby we respect the rule of law. If anyone who is interested in the leadership of the party, there are clear structures in the party which you have to follow. We've had grassroots elections up the county level, and immediately after the relaxation of this Corona Ministry of Health regulations, we're going to have the NDC, the National Delegates Conference, whereby the new leadership is going to be elected. But before that, we want to condemn the dark forces that are being advanced by the Secretary General of the party, Honorable Eseli, the MP for Kandui, Honorable Wamunyinyi, and the Governor of Bungoma, Governor Wangamati. We want to condemn this act that they've tried to rob the leadership of our party through the back door. Indeed, if they want the leadership of the party, they should follow the due process so that Ford Kenya members can be able to make a decision so that they can also be given an opportunity to lead this country. But we really want to condemn it. If you listened yesterday to Honorable Savula is the deputy party leader of ANC. It seems there's a scheme which was hatched at Otuoli's place, that is in Kajiado, because he revealed to us that there was a scheme to destabilize the two strong political parties from the Western region. That is Ford Kenya and that's ANC. And he said it clearly that there were these dark forces which wanted to sponsor him to stage a coup in ANC to topple the ANC party. But before going to ANC, they had tried to start with Ford Kenya. And in that meeting, you remember very well, Honorable Eseli attended that meeting, Honorable Wamunyinyi attended that meeting, Governor Wangamati attended that meeting, CS Eugene Wamalwa attended that meeting.
Right.
So that was the day that everything was hatched. 2 days later, we saw a coup. But surprisingly...
But Dr. Chris, how would you say that? Because some of those people that you just mentioned there, they are not even members of Ford Kenya, and they are free to attend any meeting or to affiliate with anyone that they want to affiliate with.
Absolutely. But Ford Kenya as a party, we don't have power, we don't have financial muscles. Even if it was the ruling party, I don't think they have financial muscle that can be able to air charter delegates all over the country, particularly at this time where we have tough regulations where the airspace has been closed. Our delegates from the Western region, coming from Trans Nzoia County, Bungoma County, Kakamega County, Vihiga County, Busia County, Homa Bay County, Kisumu County, Siaya County. All of them were airlifted from Kisumu. Where did the money come from? These are the questions we're asking. They went to a 5-star hotel, Radisson Blue Arboretum next to State House. In fact, some of the delegates were being cheated that we are taking you guys to go have a meeting with the head of state, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, which was a total lie. So you can imagine where did all these millions come from?
Dr. Chris, we have seen the Eseli Simiu and Wafula Wamunyinyi faction say that the party leader, Moses Wetangula, but according to the political parties registrar now appears to be the former, they are saying that the party leader has been guilty of gross violation, gross misconduct, and how he has been managing the party, and therefore he has been removed. And this has gone to the extent of now the political parties registrar gazetting this. I mean, what fighting chance do you have, and what are you doing to ensure that you're able to turn the tiding towards your favor?
First and foremost, I want to correct you. The political party's office never gazetted that the new changes we have in the party. What he did, the political party registrar, she gazetted the notice of intent to invite the public to give in their submissions because there's misinterpretation. Yesterday's gazette notice, that is in line with Section 20 of the Political Parties Act, whereby the registrar of political parties, following the process of the removal of intention of the officials, she's supposed to give a gazette notice to invite public participation to come and give in their submissions pertaining the intended changes. So I want to correct by saying that the yesterday's gazette notice is being misinterpreted to mean that there are changes as far as the leadership of the party is concerned. As we speak right now...
Dr. Chris, yes, you're within your right to make that correction, but I just referred to what the Political Parties Act has to say about this process, and it says that the process has to wait until feedback from the members of the public or members of the party to the Political Parties Registrar, as well as the submissions to your party, because your party is also required to publish this. So as we wait for that period to conclude, I am looking at the on the face of it reading of the Gazette notice. It says former leader as Moses Wetangula and Mandu as the organizing secretary, and saying the current officials are Wafula Wamunyinyi and Josephine Maungu. So what fighting chance do you think you have, and what is the strategy to turn this?
That Gazette notice means that intended changes is to change party leader. That is from Moses Masika Wetangula to Wafula Wamunyinyi. It's an intention. It does not mean it is the current status. And that is the misinterpretation I'm trying to bring some clarity. Yesterday, we had even a meeting with the registrar of political parties. And she sent out a communication of giving clarity that that is a process. It does not mean that party leader Senator Wetangula has been changed. To change leadership, Sam, it is indeed a process. So that does not mean that the process is over and the leadership has been changed. That clarification was given and it was sent out to the media houses. And I'm sure the public is right away aware that they're invited to give their submissions within a period of 1 week. Just like in Parliament, when we do legislation, in line of Article 118, we normally invite the public participation. So as we speak right now, the party leader remains none other than Moses Masika Wetangula. As a party, they gave their own reasons that there was misconduct from the leadership of the party through the party leader. Ford Kenya as a party, it has structures. And before you do that, you are supposed to exhaust all the internal mechanisms of dispute resolution. That one has not yet been exploited. When you look at our party constitution, first and foremost, if there was a complaint against the party leader, it's supposed to be addressed to the structures of the party. We have the management committee of the party, which are part and parcel. But the Secretary General, who has become renegade, who is advancing the forces of darkness, has never brought any complaint from anybody to the management committee for discussion and on the way forward. So what I'm trying to put across
Dr. Chris, I see you disagree on the procedure of removing the party leader, but the specific question I'm asking you, what is the strategy to win back the leadership of the party?
The strategy of winning back the leadership of the party is following the due process of the law. As far as we are concerned, all those issues they have put across, they are dead on arrival. Because first and foremost, the registrar of political parties, as he continues to put this process in motion, the question she's been asking, was there any internal party mechanisms of resolving this dispute? The answer is no. In the natural role of justice, the question is, were these accusations given to the party leader for his attention? The answer is no. Was he given any opportunity to defend himself? The answer is no. They've used a shortcut. They've used a coup that in modern democracy, coups cannot carry the day. That's why, my brother Sam, I'm telling you, it is dead on arrival. By the registrar of political parties putting a notice in the Gazette notice does not mean that they are going to change the leadership. My issue here is to tell you that watch this space, because the due process of the law must be followed to the letter. The party constitution of the party must be followed. This matter did not come to the attention of the management committee. We didn't put a disciplinary committee in place against Senator Moses Wetangula to show cause. He was not given those charges to know who is this accusing him of this. Honorable Eseli is the one advancing the forces of darkness. but it's going nowhere.
But they would appear, Dr. Chris, the reason, the fact that we are talking about this now, it would appear that they're already one step ahead. So I don't know what you're going to do with this, but I want to ask you this question. The Political Parties Registrar obviously has now invited submissions from the members of the public, and they may come in. But what powers does she have to say no to gazetting the new changes? And do you find yourself having to go through the Political Parties Disputes Tribunal? Well, we seem to have lost connection with Dr. Chris Omala. We'll try to get him back, of course, to continue the conversation. There could be a challenge with...
Now, in line with the Political Parties Act, which creates...
Well, I think our signal is not very stable. We'll try to rectify that. But as we do that, I will be trying to call back Dr. Chris Omala. As we do that, let's listen into what the Jubilee leaders, you're talking about Moses Kuria, Honorable Wamunyinyi, who is now the majority whip, as well as the majority deputy whip, what they had to say over the question about impeachment of Aden Duale. Let's listen into that.
The message came from me, and it was intended to whip members to go and resolve an issue which they had. But after consulting and in consultation with the party leader, it has been decided that the SG will communicate to the members in the near future when that meeting will take place.
We have received the signatures, 126 of them, which we have forwarded to the party leader, just asking that clarification by saying that we wish to propose the removal of the leader of majority.
If these numbers are pure Jubilee members, there is no way or not that he can be able to get members. We are 160 members of the National Assembly from Jubilee side, 160 plus, and for him to purport to have 126, it is just not possible. It will be a cold day in hell if Kariuki got those numbers.
Okay, of course, those are some of the members of parliament from the Jubilee Party. They are talking about the situation within the party, that yesterday we were expecting a parliamentary group meeting that had been called by Honorable Wamunyinyi, but now it was called off, saying that the party leader had instructed that be stalled for the moment to allow for consultations. We'll be waiting to hear how that goes. But of course, on the two dailies, you'll see that on the front page of the Daily Nation, Duale is a dead man walking, a petition signed by 126 MPs seeking to remove top Ruto ally Aden Duale from the position of leader of majority in the National Assembly hangs around his neck. His fate is now in the hands of only Jubilee Party leader, President Kenyatta. So that's a conversation that is also informing political discourse in the country. Let's get back to Dr. Chris Omala, who is still with us, talking about the situation to do with the uncertain future of the tenure of Senator Moses Wetangula as the party leader. And I had asked you a question, if you could lean forward, I had asked you a question about Moses Wetangula's fate, bearing in mind that the Political Parties Registrar, yes, has gazetted those intended changes. Does she have the final word on this? And do you find this matter getting to the Political Parties Disputes Tribunal?
The Registrar of Political Parties has no powers whatsoever to determine who is supposed to be the leader of any party. She's there as a regulator, and she's there to ascertain whether the internal party mechanism was followed or the party constitution was followed. What she's likely to do, of course, she's supposed to register a dispute. And if a dispute is going to be registered, obviously, this matter is on the way to the tribunal court. So it's not the end. It has just started. And after the tribunal court, it's likely to go to the Constitutional High Court. So it is just a process that has just started. And those who are celebrating, I want to tell them that he who loves last, loves best. It's not yet over. And party leader Senator Moses Masika Wetangula is still going to be the party leader of this party until it decided otherwise at the NDC, which is likely to come anytime in the next 2 or 3 months.
Next 2 or 3 months. So, Dr.
That
Chris
is
Omala,
after the pandemic. after the corona pandemic.
Okay, Dr. Chris Wamalwa, let's, as we begin to wind up, let's talk about your tenure, because once upon a time you are the majority deputy whip, the minority deputy whip, but now that has already ceased, and the reasons that were given is that you were working with the deputy president. Are you satisfied with these decisions, and what are you going to do about it?
You know what is happening in Parliament right now? The independence of Parliament is being taken away. Some of us as members of Parliament, we are never anybody's sycophant. When you look at our constitution, there is freedom of association. In Parliament, I'm the chair of the Catholic members of Parliament. And what we have been doing as members of Parliament, we've been visiting our colleagues in their respective constituencies and do harambes to build churches, to buy vehicles for the priests, for the pastors, and what have you. And we've been inviting all like-minded Kenyans to come and give us support. And I want to say thank you to His Excellency the Deputy President, because he's been kind enough and he's been helping us. Wherever we've been moving to their respective constituencies, we've seen his hand. Even His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, he has also given me, at times, his donation to take it to churches. We've been going in the entire country. But if somebody somewhere was annoyed that I'm associating with His Excellency the Deputy President, I said, so be it. I'm ready to move on for bigger things, and I'm not in any way interested in that seat. And that's why the day I was removed, I tweeted, and I said, thank you to the leadership of NASA for having granted me this opportunity, but I'll continue serving as the Member of Parliament for the great people of Community. I'll continue providing my legislative, playing my legislative role, providing oversight, and what have you. So I have no bad feeling about it.
Okay.
But if it was to do with anybody associating with the Deputy President that you are removed from the leadership position, it's very unfortunate. You can only be removed out of competence. As you know, I've been rated one of the best legislators in this country.
Okay.
I like my work. I've been doing it very, very well. And I thank even Speaker Muturi for the time we've worked together. And to me, taking away that position, it has given me more freedom. It has removed the bandage that was on me.
Is it so, Dr. Chris? Don't you think that can be used against you? Because saying that you had a responsibility, but now that it's been lifted, it has given you some freedom. What exactly are you talking about?
Absolutely. Because you are being told that when you have this position, you should not associate with the Deputy President. Tomorrow you'll be told do not associate with the head of state. There is freedom of association in this country. So you cannot kick out someone because of the relationship with another person. The Deputy President in this country, for your information, is the second in command. And if my relationship with him on the matters of the church cost me my seat, I said, so be it.
Okay, Dr. Chris,
of course, watch this space.
Of course, you'd have the liberty to define what that relationship was. But if the party, and in this case, I'm talking about the coalition NASA, if they feel that your relationship with the Deputy President could be going against the wishes of the party, how do you respond to that? Are you also guilty of that?
I'm not guilty because we associated with the Deputy President, particularly on matters of the church. As I said earlier, I'm the chair of the Catholic members of Parliament. We never at any given time associated with the Deputy President on matters of a legislative agenda on the floor of the House. I've been on the front line defending the legislative agenda of NASA.
Okay.
At no given time did I go against the legislative agenda on the floor of the House.
And so lastly, you said that now it frees your time and you're ready for bigger things. What are you talking about?
As you know, right now, I'm focusing to be the governor of Trans Nzoia County. And as I said earlier, you can only be in a position for some time. And when one door closes, I believe another door opens. If at the moment NASA feel they don't need me, and I'll use the Bible. The Bible says, the rejected stone became the cornerstone. Time will come whereby Raila Odinga will realize that we've lost an asset which will become the cornerstone. That's why I'm telling him to watch this space.
Why do you say Raila Odinga? I'm just wondering because the National Super Alliance has the ODM party, Ford Kenya, ANC, and Wiper.
But in NASA coalition side, you know the dictatorship. It's coming from the ODM side because of being the big brother. They started by kicking out my party leader in the Senate. You saw that. Yeah. Yesterday, you saw what Wafula said, that the ODM wing wanted to sponsor him to stage a coup against the ANC. So I have no doubt that in this war in Ford Kenya, the hand of Raila Amolo Odinga, it is there. Unless you're blind.
And so, Dr. Chris, if your party leader, Senator Wetangula, lost the minority seat, you have lost the minority deputy whip, You are now...
There's a coup that they have sponsored.
You now say there's a coup at the Fort Kenya.
Which was staged in Kajiado. So their hand is everywhere.
So Dr. Chris, the question I'm asking you, just listen to the question. I'm asking you, what are the possibilities that you're going to win this war because you've already lost 2?
The war we are talking about is about our great people. It has nothing to do with Raila Amolo Odinga. We are going back to our people.
Okay.
Come 2022, Western is going to be counted. There's no any given time you're going to be used as a ladder, whereby somebody uses you, abuses your leaders, and you continue saying you are in the 13th generation of the Luya nation. That one is out.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Dr. Chris Wamalwa, for speaking to us about that. And I wish you well with your ambition, and also all the best at the political parties dispute that you have now. So thank you so much for your time. Dr. Chris Wamalwa is the Member of Parliament for Kiminini. He is also the former Deputy Minority Whip and now the Secretary General on the faction that is led by the leader, that is Moses Wetangula, in the Fort Kenya party. So we take a short break. On every time we'll be talking about the Maraga frustrations. This is Chief Justice David Maraga, who yesterday spoke about his frustrations in getting audience with President Kenyatta. And he says that the president is in breach of the laws, saying that he has refused to appoint 41 judges, but also saying that there are other things that the executive has been breaking laws on. We have that conversation in a short while.